Zyra sat inside her spaceship, watching the radar screen. It was just another quiet patrol in deep space. The stars outside her window shined like tiny diamonds in the darkness. She yawned. Nothing ever happened on these patrols. Everything was routine, just like always. But then, her radar beeped. Sarah frowned and leaned forward. Something was moving in space, a large object. She checked the readings. The size was unusual. It wasn't a meteor. It wasn't a ship from her own people. It was something different. Her heart started beating faster. The radar gave more details. Zyra's eyes widened. No, this couldn't be right. She checked again. The ship's design. It didn't match any known alien race. It was old, but still powerful. A deep fear crept into her chest. There was only one explanation. A human ship. But that was impossible. Zyra's hands trembled. Humans didn't exist. They were myths, stories told to children. Legends of terrifying warriors who disappeared long ago. No one had seen a human in hundreds of years. Some believed they had been wiped out. Others thought they never existed at all. Yet here was a ship, a real, physical ship, moving towards her. She swallowed hard. If this was a human ship, then what did it mean? Were the legends true? Were humans really out there, waiting in the dark? And if they were real, were they dangerous? The ship was getting closer. Zyra's ship was small. If this was truly a human vessel, then she was in danger. She had to do something. Should she send a message? Should she run? Her fingers hovered over the controls. She hesitated. If she sent a message to her people, the galactic order would come immediately, and they would destroy the ship without asking questions. That was their rule. If a human was found, it must be eliminated. But what if the stories were wrong? What if humans weren't monsters? Zyra's mind was spinning. She needed to think, but she had no time. The ship was now close enough for direct contact. Her communicator crackled. A deep, unfamiliar voice came through. "Alien vessel, do you read me?" Zyra's breath caught in her throat. The voice was strong, calm. It was a human, a real human. For the first time in her life, she felt true fear. Zyra's fingers tightened around the console as the deep voice echoed in her ears. A human, a real human was speaking to her. It felt impossible. She didn't answer. She couldn't. Her throat was dry, her mind racing. What was she supposed to say? The communicator crackled again. "Alien vessel, respond. I mean no harm. No harm." The story said humans were violent, unpredictable, unstoppable. But this voice sounded calm, strong, but not threatening. Was it a trick? Zyra's heart pounded. She should alert her crew. She should call the galactic order. But if she did, the human would be dead in minutes. Her hands shook over the controls. She was breaking every rule by staying silent. But she had to know. She took a deep breath and pressed the communicator button. Her voice was barely a whisper. "You're real." There was silence for a moment. Then a low chuckle. "Last time I checked." Zyra's stomach twisted. This was insane. She was talking to a creature that shouldn't exist, a living legend. "What are you doing here?" she asked, her voice still shaky. "I could ask you the same thing," the human said. "But I suppose you've been told that my kind don't exist, haven't you?" Zyra didn't answer. She didn't need to. The human already knew the truth. Before she could think of what to say next, her ship's alarm blared. "Incoming ship DTCTE. High Authority Cyginel." Zyra's eyes widened in horror. The galactic order had arrived. And they were coming straight for the human. Zyra's chest tightened as red warning lights flashed across her control panel. The galactic order was here. They had detected the human ship. Her mind screamed at her to act, but she was frozen. She had spent her whole life believing humans were a myth, a story to scare young cadets. Now, one was speaking to her. and the most powerful force in the galaxy was coming to destroy him. "Alien vessel, respond." The human's voice came again, steady and calm, as if he didn't realize the danger he was in. "You're hesitating. Why?" Zyra's hands trembled over the controls. She shouldn't talk to him. She should run. She should report him. Instead, she did something reckless. "Listen to me," she whispered urgently. "You have to leave. Now." There was a pause. Then the human chuckled. "Ah. So, they found me." Zyra's stomach dropped. "You knew they would come." "Of course. The Order doesn't like secrets getting out." Zyra's mind spun. What did he mean? What secret? Outside, the Galactic Order's ship loomed closer. Any second now, they would open fire. "You don't understand," she said quickly. "They won't capture you. They'll destroy you." The human sighed. "Yeah, that sounds about right." Zyra's breath caught. He wasn't panicking. He wasn't even trying to escape. Did he expect this? She gritted her teeth. "Who are you?" A brief silence. Then his voice came through, firm and clear. "Captain James Reynolds of the Starborn Fleet." Zyra's blood ran cold. Starborn Fleet. She knew that name. Every cadet did. It was the name of the last human army. The fleet that vanished centuries ago. And now, one of its captains was alive, speaking to her. Outside, the Galactic Order's weapons powered up. She had only seconds to decide. Would she watch history erase itself again? Or would she break every rule to save him? Zyra's breathing was uneven. The Galactic Order's ship was now close enough to lock onto the human's vessel. Any second now, they would fire. Her fingers hovered over the controls. Every rule, every lesson she had ever learned told her to step back and let the Order do its job. Humans were dangerous. That's what they had always said. That's what she had always believed. But now, there was a human speaking to her. A human who didn't sound like a monster. A human who wasn't running, even with death approaching. "Why aren't you trying to escape?" she demanded, her voice sharp. The human, Captain James Reynolds, exhaled softly. "Would it matter? They'll find me again. I've been running for too long." His words sent a shiver down her spine. For too long. That meant there were more. More humans. Zyra's mind spun. If that was true, then everything she had been taught was a lie. The Galactic Order's ship sent out a final warning. "Unidentified vessel, you are in violation of Order law. Power down immediately or face destruction." Zyra's heart pounded. They weren't giving him a chance to surrender. They were going to kill him, no matter what. And if she did nothing, she would be part of it. Her hands clenched into fists. No, this wasn't right. "Captain Reynolds," she said quickly, "I can disable their targeting system for a few seconds. It's not much, but it might be enough for you to escape." For the first time, the human sounded surprised. "You'd do that?" "I don't know why," she admitted, "but I will." There was a pause, then a low chuckle. "Well, alien girl, I won't waste the chance." Zyra took a deep breath. And then, against every law she had sworn to follow, she pressed the override button, disabling the Order's targeting system. The human's ship roared to life, and he disappeared into the stars. Zyra's hands trembled as she watched the human ship vanish into the darkness of space. He was gone. She had done it. But now, what had she done? Alarms blared across her console, her stomach twisted. The Galactic Order would know. They would track the data. They would realize that she had helped the human escape. She had just committed treason. A sharp voice crackled through her communicator. "Lieutenant Zyra, report immediately. The target has escaped. Did you see where he went?" Zyra's heart pounded. Her mind raced. If she told the truth, she would be arrested, maybe even executed. She forced her voice to stay steady. "No, sir. I lost him in the debris field." There was silence on the other end. Then, a cold reply. Return to base. Now. Zaira swallowed hard. They didn't believe her. She was in danger. As she turned her ship around, her thoughts spun wildly. Why had she done it? Why had she risked everything for a human? The story said humans were monsters. But Captain Reynolds wasn't a monster. He had been calm, rational. He hadn't begged for his life or tried to fight. He had simply accepted his fate, and that made her question everything she knew. Her ship's sensors beeped. New orders. Mission update. Suspect Xyra under investigation. High alert status. Her blood ran cold. The Galactic Order was already watching her. She had only one chance. She had to find Captain Reynolds before they did.